They told you to drain it to zero and charge to 100% every week. Want the truth that actually fixes your range swings? You're here because your LFP EV's state of charge jumps around. Your range gets yo-yos, and every forum says something different. In the next few minutes, I'll show you what recalibration is, what it isn't, and a simple routine backed by how BMS software really works to keep your readings honest without hurting the pack. Why LFP feels different? LFP batteries have a long, flat voltage curve. From roughly 20% to 80%, the voltage barely moves. That's great for safety and life, but it makes your car fuel gauge confused. The BMS uses two tools: Coulomb counting, which measures current in and out like a water meter, voltage or state of charge models, to check open circuit voltage after resetting to correct drift. On LFP, that flat middle means voltage doesn't help much, so small error from Coulomb counting can grow over time. That's the "my car suddenly lost 6% overnight" feeling. It didn't lose energy. The estimate got corrected. You don't need to deep cycle an LFP weekly. That's like taking the stairs 40 floors every day. Unnecessary stress. LFP loves shallow cycles. The only reason to touch very low or very high state of charge sometimes is to give the BMS a clear landmark to fix its math. So what recalibration really means? Recalibration means the BMS gets a clean view of two things: a rest point where the car sits still long enough with no charge or discharge so voltage settles, or an anchor near the low end, like 0 to 5%, or high end 95 to 100%, where the voltage finally moves enough to be informative. Do that occasionally and the gauge locks back on. The real problem you're facing is that the range swings after lots of short trips and fast chargers are available. State of charge jumps after parking overnight. And you have 100% chargers that still drop to 96% the moment you drive. These are estimation errors, not instant battery damage. Here's the challenge: recalibrate without babying the car or burning time. Think of the BMS as a weather app that corrects its forecast when a real thermometer reading appears. It counts coulombs to guess state of charge during driving. It waits for the rest to compare the voltage to a model OCV or a state of charge. On LFP, that OCV reading or open circuit voltage reading is only useful near the ends or after long rest at mild temperature. Advanced BMS uses filters to blend these signals and prevent crazy jumps. So the game is give it one clean rest and one clear anchor once in a while. Use this if your gauge seems off by more than 3 to 5% or once every 1 to 3 months. Step 1. Normal life first. Daily keep it roughly 20 to 80%, no need to micromanage it. If you plug in nightly, stop around 70 to 80%. If you road trip, charge what you need. Step 2. High side anchor, which is a gentle option. On a day you can, charge to 100% using AC. Let it rest plugged in for 1 to 3 hours after it says 100%. The BMS finishes cell balancing and gets a quiet voltage read. Drive normally afterwards. You just gave the gauge a clean top landmark. Step 3. Low side anchor. Every 1 to 3 months, drive it down to near 5 to 10% without going to turtle mode. Park for 30 to 60 minutes unplugged so it rests. Then charge normally. You gave the gauge a bottom landmark. Don't make a habit of hitting 0%. LFP tolerates it better than other chemistries, but there is no price for the bravery. Step 4 is one clean rest. Anytime you suspect the estimate is off, park with no charging and no preconditioning for at least 30 to 60 minutes. Cooler battery gives a better reading than a very hot or very cold battery. DC fast charging pushes lots of current. The BMS is juggling heat, cell balance, and safety limits. The moment you unplug and start driving, the system sometimes rechecks and says, "Oops, that was optimistic," then trims a few percent. That's normal. If it keeps happening, give it the high side anchor plus rest at the home once. Why your 100% isn't always 100% state of charge? There's a top buffer. Some cars keep a tiny hidden cushion. You still see 100%, but the pack isn't truly maxed, which is healthier. Cell balancing. At high state of charge, the BMS balances cell voltages. If you unplug early, it didn't finish, so the first mile can fall faster. Temperature. Cold packs accept less energy and lie low until they warm up. Letting it complete the last stretch on AC with a short rest fixes most of this. Here are the recalibration don'ts. Don't force weekly 0 to 100% cycles for health. That's not health, that's cardio for the gauge. Don't chase perfection. 2 to 3% drift is normal. Don't rest the car blazing hot or freezing and expect great voltage readings. Middle temperatures make better truth checks. So what does the data says in plain words? LFE packs typically show slower long-term aging when you avoid sitting at 100% and avoid high heat. Shallow cycling in the middle band is very gentle on LFP. A rare visit to the top or bottom paired with the rest is enough for recalibration. Sometimes a software update changes the math or safety margins. Your real battery didn't change overnight, the estimate did. Give it the high side anchor plus rest, then a few normal drives. It usually stabilizes within a couple of cycles. Here are the quick fixes for the most common complaints. Lost 5% after parking, normal post reset correction. Next time, give it a top off plus rest on AC. Range yo-yos after DC fast charging. Do one AC to 100% session with a 1 to 3 hour rest for balancing. If gauge stuck at 100% then free falls, let it finish balancing. Avoid unplugging the second it hits 100%. This is your simple playbook. Live 20 to 80% most days. Every 1 to 3 months, either 100% AC charge plus 1 to 3 hour rest, or a 5 to 10% rest, not both in the same week. Use rests at mild temperatures to give the BMS a clean snapshot. Ignore tiny swings, fix big ones with the playbook above. LFP recalibration isn't a workout. It's a quiet moment for the BMS to check its math. Give it one a clear anchor and one honest rest now. And your range estimate will act like it had a good night of sleep. Here are some bonus tips for long life. Heat is the real enemy. Shade when you can. And AC charging is your friend for the top off and balancing. Regarding road trips, charge as needed, and health comes from how it lives most days, not one weekend. You don't fix LFP with constant full cycles. You fix it with smart anchors and calm rests. That's the engineering reality behind the myth. You can download the free EV versus gas damage PDF and my BMS scores. Links are in the description. Thank you.